Hey, Nick, are you there? I was just wondering if you were still going to be coming home early.
Oh, hey, Alice. I'm sorry, but it's still too early for me to tell.
Oh, I see. Well, I was just asking because your mom was calling earlier. And she was asking about if she could come over to have dinner with us.
Did she say that? Well, if you guys want to have dinner, you might have to eat without me.
So you mean you want me to have dinner alone with your mom?
What is that supposed to mean? Do you have some kind of problem with my mom? She's your family too now, you know? Don't tell me you have some kind of issue with her now.
Well, it's just, I thought that I told you about how your mom and I don't get along all that well. I mean, whenever she calls, all she talks to me about is having children and how I can take better care of the house. So, honestly, no, I don't really like having to spend one-on-one time with her.
Well, nobody can do anything about the fact that you can't have any kids, but at least you can do is try to make my mom feel better about the whole thing.
I have nothing but respect for your mom, Nick. I hope you know that. But I just can't understand why it is that she dislikes me this much.
I don't know. I think she's getting to the age where she's really wanting to have grandchildren. I mean, we've already been married for 3 years, you know? So even I'm starting to get just a little bit worried about when you're finally going to get pregnant.
I get that, and it's something I think about too. But I just wish that you would take my side a little more often.
And just why would I do that? What is there even to take sides on?
Well, I just mean that having a baby is something that has to be done between two people, right?
I know how babies are made. Thank you very much. What is your point? What are you trying to get at here? Huh?
I'm just saying that I can't make a baby on my own, so maybe the issue isn't all with me.
Oh, I see what this is about. You're saying that this is all my fault, aren't you? You're blaming me for why we don't have a baby.
That's not what I'm saying at all, but I just wish that you wouldn't act like we all knew it was my fault either.
I don't know what you want me to do about that. If you can't get pregnant, then I don't see who else's fault that would even be.
But Nick, I went to go and talk to the doctors and they told me that I didn't have anything wrong with me. So then you think that it all might be just the timing of having the baby? Because like I said, the doctors don't think that it's anything that I'm doing wrong.
Well, I know that I don't have anything wrong with me either, so there. How can you say that you're not doing anything wrong when it's been 3 years and you're still not pregnant? As far as I'm concerned, there's no other problem that can be preventing us from having kids besides you. Or maybe you and I just aren't as compatible as we thought. Maybe we just waited too long. I mean, we were in our 20s when we got married, and now we're already in our 30s. I think that I was better off trying to find someone younger to marry. Then at least I could be sure that her ovaries weren't all shivered up like yours.
How could you say something like that to me? I know plenty of women who have had kids at my age.
Well then, why don't you try for once, huh? Honestly, how about you worry about your own issues before you complain about my mom?
Okay, fine then, but I just want to let you know that all of this pressure your mom is putting on me is going to affect me. If I'm stressed out all the time, then the chances that I'll get pregnant get much, much lower. So if you really do want me to get pregnant, then you should just ask your mom to back off a little.
This is the first time I've ever heard of that. You probably just made that up so you can try and deflect from what I'm telling you.
You've really never heard of that? I don't just get stressed when your mom talks to me. That stress follows me throughout my day.
I don't get how you think you're qualified to talk about stress when you're just a housewife anyways. Don't you know how many women are out there working a full-time job while pregnant?
I know that, but I still don't think that you're being fair to me.
Why can't you just listen to what my mom has to say? You know that everything she has to say is all for your own sake, right? Besides, you'll only be with her for a few hours. It's not going to be that bad.
Nick, it's already 11 o'clock. When are you going to be coming home?
I'm sorry, Alice, but I'm actually not going to be coming home today at all. It's too late, and I don't think the trains are going to be running by the time I get off. So I'll just find somewhere to post up for the night, and I'll go to work just like that in the morning.
Nick, you've been coming home later and later lately. Is your work really that busy?
Of course it's busy. That's why I haven't been able to come home on time. But you don't have to worry about me. If I tell you that I'm going to be coming home late, you can just eat dinner and go to bed before me.
I guess I can do this, but I just was really hoping that you'd start coming back home at your regular time this month.
Well, I don't know what you want me to say. It's not up to me. It's up to my work, and they still want me around.
Well, did you know that your mom has been calling our house every single day? And all she ever has to talk to me about is when I'm finally going to get pregnant.
Well, I'm glad that she's keeping it in the back of her head, because I want kids too, you know? I just wish that we didn't have to deal with this awkward timing, you know? Men are actually really delicate when it comes to, well, making babies. We're not like women where we can just go whenever. The conditions have to be just right for us.
Do you really think that I'm just ready to go at the drop of a hat, Nick?
What are you talking about? Of course women are always ready to go. All they have to do is lie there. It's the men who do all the work.
Well, you have to actually do that work first if you want me to get pregnant.
Oh yeah, because you do so much to get me in the mood when it's time. In fact, ever since you quit your job, you've really been putting on weight. Did you know that? I don't know if you've noticed, but even the other women who are your age look much better than you do. Why do you think that I'd want to sleep with a woman like you?
Nick, you are no spring chicken yourself, but I'll also remind you that we're the same age.
Okay, well, even if we are the same age, you still look way worse for wear compared to your peers. It's just like all of your life has drained from you. You used to be so pretty, and now the spark just isn't there. And then, when I do get home, all you do is talk about getting pregnant.
I only bring it up so often because your mom is calling the house every day to talk to me about it. Maybe if you could talk to your mom and stand up for me a little more, then this wouldn't be happening.
You really think you know more about being a good wife and mother than my mom? How about you quit being so high and might and just take her advice?
What I don't get is why you both seem to think that I'm the only one with the problem when it comes to having a kid. Why are you both so quick to assume that the issue is with me? I'm not trying to blame you, but I'm saying that if we both wanted to have kids, then we should try and be more supportive of each other. Because if you're not going to stand up for me and just let your mom keep berating me like this, well, I don't want to live like this. In fact, your mom even told me that I should just divorce you. Can you believe that?
I told you that you should have just tried and listened to my mom when you had the chance, but now she just wants her grandchildren. Not to mention the fact that even if we had a girl, I know she would want us to keep going until we had a son. So that's why you have to get pregnant now. Who knows if we'll need to have more in the future to make my mom happy.
I don't think that we should be having kids for your mom's sake. It should be something we want.
Well, we're all waiting on you either way. So if you're not going to change anything, you don't have any right to complain. Also, I am sick and tired of hearing you complain about my mom, so don't talk to me about her or getting pregnant anymore. Got it?
Then what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to deal with all of this?
How about you just figured that out on your own, huh? Anyways, I've got work to do, so just leave me alone.
Nick, I really need you to come home early today. You and I have something to talk about.
Whatever it is, you should be able to talk to me about it through text. I still don't know when I'll be able to leave.
But Look, I just really want to talk about this with you face to face.
And I'm telling you that we're going to text each other or we're not going to talk at all. Got it?
Okay, fine then. If that's the way you want it, I know that you're cheating on me.
Excuse me? What are you talking about, Alice?
I mean that I saw you walking arm in arm with that woman on the sidewalk. You both looked so happy.
You saw me walking with some lady on the street, so that's why you think I'm cheating on you? Do you even know who she was?
But her arms were wrapped around yours, and then you both went into an apartment.
Hold on a sec. Are you telling me that you've been stalking me? Man, you're a real creep. Do you know that?
Well, I had never seen this woman before, and I have no idea why else you'd be letting her cling on to you like that.
Man, you really are a little weird sometimes. But do you even have any proof of what you're saying at all? Do you have any witnesses who can back up any of this? Any photos or videos or anything like that?
No, I don't have anything like that at all.
Oh, I see. So you just see me walking around with another woman and you assumed I was cheating. Well, if that's all, then I think we're done here.
That's not all that's going on here, Nick. I mean, you've been making some really weird purchases for the past few months. I saw in your credit card statements that you were going to a women's clothing shop and other brand name stores. Not only that, but you've been telling me all about how busy you are, and yet you managed to go out of state for a meal on a weekend you said you were in the office.
And so what? It's not like I wasn't working then. Besides, I have a lot of reasons for the things that I do, and I don't need to explain them all to you. You've got some nerve trying to piece together my actions through my spending. I really don't know what I'm going to do with you. Maybe my mom was right. Maybe I should leave a barren woman like you.
I am not barren. I told you the doctor said that I'd be able to have kids.
And yet we've been married for 3 years now and still nothing. So if you're not barren, then what are you? And don't you even try to suggest that this is all my fault. We both know that's not the truth.
But how can you be so sure about that? I mean, have you even gone to get examined?
No, I haven't, and there's no need for that anyway. But whatever. Again, it's not my job to explain my life to you. Why don't you pack up your bags and go back to your parents? I'm going to find a younger woman who can actually have kids.
You are just the worst. Do you know that?
Well, trust me, the feeling is more than mutual. And do think that you went to a good school, have a nice job. You were so close to being the perfect bride. If only you could have kids. But I guess that's just a dream for you now. I just hope you never manage to trick another man into marrying you again.
So you're saying you only wanted to marry me because of the information you could find on my resume?
No, it wasn't just that. But all of that showed that you came from a good family with money and brains. Not to mention you used to be so pretty. But then you quit your job, put on a few pounds, and now you're just washed up. It was wrong for you to become a housewife.
You do remember that the only reason I quit in the first place was because your mom didn't think a woman should be working after getting married, right?
Well, she thought that you weren't getting pregnant because you were still working. But now the whole thing was pointless anyways. Just a waste of time that could have been spent on making us money. I should never have married a barren old hag like you.
You and your mom are both just awful. Do you know that? I really don't know what I'm going to do with you both.
That's how I feel about you. But I seriously doubt that anyone is ever going to want to marry you once they find out we were divorced for you being infertile. So let's just sign the divorce papers and get this over with. I never ever want to see your face again. Hey Alice, are you there? Heard you got married, but man, your choice of men must have been great. I mean, just look at him. You can tell that there's probably wasn't a single other woman that would have ever wanted to be with a guy like that.
Nick, what in the world do you think you're doing messaging me like this? Why do you think you have any right at all to comment on my husband? You don't know anything about him.
Well, I tried to talk to you, but you completely ignored me. I thought you would have at least said hi to me. I mean, who would have guessed that we would meet again the way we did, right? It was totally random.
And even so, why in the world do you think that I'd want to say a word to you?
I guess your attitude really has only gotten worse as you've gotten older, huh? I really am glad that we got a divorce when we did. That way I didn't have to waste another day of my life with you. You should know that my wife is pregnant with our second kid now. And this time it's going to be a boy, so we couldn't be happier right now.
Well, good for you. I also gave birth to a son.
Don't lie to me. I already know that you can't have children, unless it's a stepchild. But I wouldn't say that you birthed him.
Well, that's because I'm not talking about a stepchild. I'm talking about a child that I had with my husband.
So you could have children after all, huh? Well, I guess maybe it was just that we weren't compatible.
I don't think so. I think you were the one that couldn't have any kids, Nick.
What are you talking about? I literally just told you that I had a kid with a second child on the way. How could I be infertile?
Are you really sure that those kids are yours?
Jess, what are you getting at, huh?
I mean that ever since we got divorced, I've gone to several more clinics to get second opinions, and no doctor has found any issues with me. In fact, all the doctors have suggested that any issues that might have existed between you and I in terms of having kids were probably your fault.
Well, it sounds to me like you've been going to see a bunch of cranks who don't know what they're talking about.
Tell me, how many doctors have you gone to since we parted ways? In fact, you should know that I actually looked into what you were up to all this time, Nick. You said that you weren't cheating on me, but that was a lie, wasn't it? In fact, the woman you were seeing was pregnant before we even got divorced, wasn't she? I guess that explains why you were so sure that none of this was your fault, wasn't it?
Exactly. I knew from the very start that I wasn't the problem. I knew the problem was always you.
And you're sure that this Marie girl's kids are really yours?
So you know her name too, huh? Well, yes. I know for a fact they're my kids.
Well, you should know that I did even more looking into Marie, and you aren't the only person she's seeing. I'm sure that you had no idea about any of this, but you might want to look more into her.
What? No, that can't be right. You're lying to me.
I'm not lying at all. Did you think that I just guessed her name? No, I've done my homework.
But no. You don't know who she is at all. You're just passing around rumors.
Okay, well, then I assume you must know all about the terrible schools that she attended as well, right?
That can't be right. She told me that she went to one of the top universities in the country.
I see. Well, have you ever seen any diploma from there? Or have you ever been able to confirm if that's true? Because when I looked into her, all I found was a diploma from a very average state school. But that's okay, school isn't everything, and at least you seem happy with this woman.
But was she really lying to me? Are you being serious about this? This is a huge problem if you're telling the truth. What have I been working so hard for if she's out sleeping around on me?
I would assume it's because you love your family and want to provide for them, right?
There's no point in providing for kids that aren't even mine. I would never have married her if I knew that was the case.
Well, I don't see why you're talking to me about this. I mean, you and I aren't even married anymore. It sounds to me like you've got a lot of work that needs to be done and some long and hard conversations that need to be had.
But, I mean, you told me about all of this. I wouldn't have known about all of this if it weren't for you. Please, you have to help me.
I don't have to do anything, thank you very much. In fact, since I know that you were cheating on me while we were married, the only thing that you have coming to you is a lawsuit.
You mean after all this you're going to sue me? Come on.
After that, I heard through the grapevine that Nick confronted Marie about what I had told him. He made her agree to a DNA test for her children, and in the end, he found out that he indeed was not the father of his first child or the one he was expecting. He went to the doctor who gave him an examination and ran some tests, only to find that he was not, in fact, able to have children. The truth was that Nick has always suspected his first child might not have been his, but he never wanted to ask Marie without reason to. As Nick dealt with the fallout of recent revelations, I began my lawsuit for his affair. I won easily, and Nick and Marie were forced to take out loans to pay me. Because of that, they felt that they shouldn't divorce to pay back things sooner. And yet I hear from neighbors that shouting can be heard coming from their apartment almost every night now. Either way, I'm just glad that it's not my problem anymore. As for me, I went to go and live with my parents for a bit after the divorce. Then I used the lawsuit money to move into a nice condo. I've been very much enjoying the newfound freedom. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.